The book of Job. Of course, as it goes to say, Job is the main character of this book. He is a wealthy, righteous man in the land of Uz. Satan challenges his integrity before God, and he is permitted to test him by stripping him of all his wealth. 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 oxen, 500 donkeys, his servants and his children. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters who died, and servants who also passed in tragic incidences, with only one remaining to come and tell about those tragic incidences. But Job remained faithful, and Satan continued to afflict Job with painful sores. His wife, that is the wife of Job, urges him to curse God and die, but Job refuses. So 3 of his friends, that is Eliphaz, Bildad and Zephyr, come to comfort him. And when they arrived, they could hardly recognize him. It was so sad, they just sat there in silence for 7 days. Job lamented of his birth. He wished that he was not even conceived. And this prompted the dialogue with Eliphaz and Bildad and Zophar. So they would claim that his suffering was as a result of sin, and that it was actually justice. But Job defended himself, saying that he was innocent, and he challenged that view that they had, and he really questioned God's justice. So they continued to accuse him, but Job continued to maintain that he was innocent, and he wondered why the wicked would prosper. And he really longed to plead his case before God. Then he said he holds his integrity, and his life has been reflecting righteousness while seeking understanding from God and also vindication. Then Elihu, who is a younger man, defends God's justice. He believes that suffering can be a way that God teaches and warns his people. So it's not just a punishment, as the friends will argue that Job was being punished for a sin. So Elihu's point was that God was not condemning Job, but he still believed that Job is wrong in questioning God's justice. Then God now speaks himself to Job from a whirlwind, asking rhetorical questions about creation, nature, and the order of the universe to reveal human limitation and ignorance. He continues by describing the mighty behemoth and the Leviathan, creatures beyond human control, as a symbol of his understanding of his unmatched power. So he was confronted with the majesty of God. Job responded in humility. He confessed his limited understanding. He repented and acknowledged the greatness of God, God's wisdom and authority. Then God rebukes the friends to Job for speaking wrongly about him, and instructs them to offer sacrifices which Job bring on their behalf. God restores Job's fortunes. He blesses him even to the 4th generation. And that has been how Job runs and unravels. Let's see how Psalms comes along.